it's Miss Kristian here, and I have a funny game that I want to play with you. It's called Would You Rather? I love to play this game with my siblings and my friends to get a good laugh because some of the questions are silly. Ready to play? Okay. Would you rather swim in a pool of Nutella or maple syrup? I think I'm gonna go with maple syrup because then I can use floaties made of pancakes and waffles and have a yummy breakfast. Okay, here's another one. Would you rather be a dog for a day or a cat for a day? Both are pretty tempting. I might go with dogs on this one. They seem to have a lot of fun outside. Okay, here's one more. And I actually asked a few people to help me out with this one. Would you rather have a normal sized body and really big hands or really big feet? Let's find out from some of our friends.
I'd rather have a regular sized body with giant hands because my feet would not fit my shoes and then they would bonk into everything.
You want big feet or big hands?
Big hands.
Okay.
So my choice would be have a regular sized body and really big hands. The reason why is because if I have really big hands, I couldn't pick my nose. And picking your nose is a really bad habit.
Big hands or a normal body and big feet?
I think I would rather have a normal body with big feet.
Whoa! Let's go!
Would you like to have a regular sized body with giant sized hands or giant sized feet?
Giant sized hands.
Why?
Because giant sized feet sounds too hard.
I would choose a regular sized body with giant feet so I could be a really fast swimmer.
I say really giant feet. I would say really giant hands.
I would rather have really big feet so I could start my clown career.
Chloe, if you could choose, would you choose giant hands or giant paws? Oh, giant paws, of course, because then I could grab all my toys with my giant paws and I could rest my head on my giant paws and they would be like fluffy little pillows.
I would rather have really big feet so I could run even faster.
I would choose giant hands because when I would go swimming, I could use them to go really fast because they would be like big paddles in the water.
Super cool. And those were some super silly responses indeed. It would be pretty silly if we had normal sized bodies and giant hands or giant feet. But imagine, what if our hands or our feet could choose how big they were on our bodies based on how important they thought they were? Maybe our hands would say, you know, they use me for everything. I should be way bigger than I am now. What about our eyes or our lips? If they were able to choose how big they were on our bodies based on how big they feel they have a role, we would be walking around, not able to hold our heads up because everything would be out of balance. We need everything to fit just as God intended for us to walk in our purpose. 1 Corinthians 12 mentions this as well. Apostle Paul says, if the whole body were an eye, the body would not be able to hear. If the whole body were an ear, the body would not be able to smell anything. If each part of the body were the same part, there would be no body. But truly, God puts the parts in the body as He wanted them. He made a place for each one of them. And so there are many parts, but only one body. God feels the same way about the church, which is the body of Christ. Every part of the church has a specific and meaningful purpose. In the Bible, it says some are called to be apostles, prophets, teachers, and each role is just as important as the other for a balanced church. Verse 27 reads, "All of you together are the body of Christ. Each one of you is part of that body. And in the church, God has given a place first to apostles, second to prophets, and third to teachers. Then God has given a place to those who do miracles, those who have gifts of healing, those who can help others, those who are able to lead, and those who can speak in different languages." That means everyone from the pastors to the greeters to the kids teachers to people like you are a part of the beautiful body of Christ, and we should be kind and loving and helpful to everyone in the body, just like we're kind and loving and helpful for our own bodies. We must work together to build the body of Christ, or the church, so that we can live and move and function as God intended. We need each other. So kids, the next time you see someone at church, whether it's a worship leader, a pastor, or a fellow kid, make sure you give them a high five with your big hands and thank them for being at church with you. And if you want to be funny, you can ask them, would you rather swim in a pool of Nutella or maple syrup? That's all for today, kids. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you, and we'll see you next time, whether it be on YouTube or in person. Bye!